Hello everybody, welcome back to the Pitwall Podcast for episode number 3 today. I am your host ZakRC and joining me always is F1Adam44. Adam, on Monday I came in wearing my Ferrari shirt. Why is that?
Because Ferrari has finally won a race for the first time since Singapore 2019.
Yep, the Bahrain Grand Prix was last weekend, this Sunday just gone. I personally really enjoyed it, the first race in just under 100 days since that controversial finish in Abu Dhabi. Really enjoyable stuff. So glad that F1's back.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. I've been waiting for so long to see these new cars, to see what we've got in store for this season. It's literally just given us, it's like a little teaser for what we've got coming for the next 22 races.
I know, I'm really excited, but I'll tell you, about 40 minutes before the start of the race, I was extremely worried that I wouldn't actually be able to get to see it, because I turned on my TV and the colour and the I don't know what it was, but it was just all off. It was like pink and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I was super terrified because I was thinking first time in like 3 months to get to watch an F1 race, and then it's looking like this. Oh. But I managed to fix that within a few minutes, so that's all good. Managed to watch the race, which was very, very exciting. So Ferrari won it then. Charles Leclerc finishing first. Carlos Sainz came home in second, and Lewis Hamilton somehow, God knows how, finished on the podium in third place for Mercedes. Russell came home behind him in fourth. And you might be wondering, where were the Red Bulls? Well, for those of you who didn't watch the race, Red Bull failed to score a single point. It all fell apart for them in the last few laps. Reigning world champion Max Verstappen retired from the race in his first round as the holder of the title, and Sergio Perez spun out on the final lap while defending from Lewis Hamilton. Going into turn 1, the engine locked up, he said. We saw something in the news that said Lewis Hamilton had been jokingly accused of using the force in turn 1, which was quite hilarious to see. But yeah, Red Bull imploded during those last few laps, Adam.
Yeah, nothing just went well for them. They were on course for a 2-4. Verstappen was fighting the lead with Charles Leclerc. That was a fantastic battle. We'll probably get to that in a little while. But of course, the engines just didn't make it, and that's quite a scare because of course reliability, especially with the 23 races. So you've got to make an engine that's very reliable. But yeah, it's a massive reliability scare because it wasn't just Perez and Verstappen that retired. It was also Pierre Gasly with that Red Bull powertrain, and it was actually only Yuki Tsunoda finishing in P8. He was the only Red Bull engine car that actually finished this race. So yeah, it's just a little bit of a scare for the Red Bull team. And then of course we were off to Jeddah, which is like a very high speed track, and which would use a bit of your engine in that through those long straighghts.
Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, we'll get to Jeddah later on in the episode. We're previewing the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But yeah, things fell apart for Red Bull. But let's face it, they were running second best to Ferrari all night.
Yeah, you could tell from the moment we got out in practice that Ferrari were definitely quick. Well, you could easily see it in testing. Of course, Leclerc was probably top in sessions. So was Sainz. He was always up there. And you could tell that car was definitely fast. You can tell it was a championship winning. It's got championship winning material on it, and that's very good for the Tifosi.
I mean, you say that, and you agree with that. But I was reading something that Matteo Binotto said just after the race, and he said that it'd take about 4 or 5 races to really figure out whether or not this Ferrari can actually compete for the title. Because I mean, like you say, they were very strong in Bahrain, very strong in testing just in general, and Leclerc dominated throughout the entire race. That safety car was arguably the only chance they had of stopping him, and Leclerc played to perfection. Of course, Verstappen tried his favourite game of trying to hustle along the leader, trying to get him going again. But Leclerc caught him lacking on the last corner and pulled away, and that was pretty much it. And Verstappen wasn't really chasing him. He was more trying to defend from Sainz in second place, and then Sainz got him, and then the whole thing happened with the Red Bulls basically imploding, and that was the race for him.
We had the steering go on that number 1 car. We also had the battery not being able to deploy, so you had a massive loss of power, heavy steering, and it's just not fun as a driver to be in that scenario, especially battling for what could have been the lead. It turned into nothing.
Yeah, I do think the question that has to be asked here. I mean, Binotto said, like I say, he doesn't think that maybe Ferrari is absolutely guaranteed to be competing for the title. But what do you think, Is this the year that Ferrari comes back as a title threat?
Yes, they've won the first race. It's very promising from there, and especially with, I know, yes, it's early doors, but you've got that win. You've got that first win under your belt, so there's no reason why you won't become a title challenger. They've probably got, I'm going to say it now, they've probably got the best engine on the grid.
Really?
Yes, because...
Actually, no. I think I probably agree with you. I know it's really as if it's like a big take, but let's face it. Of the engines, we've got Mercedes, Ferrari, the Red Bull ones. Yeah, the Mercedes one isn't very good so far. Of course, Mercedes are on the back foot. We'll get to that in a minute. Ferrari, yeah, probably the best. Red Bull powertrains just committed suicide over the course of those last few laps. I probably shouldn't say that.
We'll bleep that out.
Yeah. One team I do want to talk about in particular. Another team that are back is Haas.
Haas.
Kevin Magnussen, on his return to Formula One, brand new regulations, qualifies. What did he qualify? P7 was it? Or P6?
I think it was P6.
And he came home.
No. That was P7.
Yeah, he qualified P7. We thought that was enough. I mean, I was doubting him. I was thinking race pace, then he might just fall off, and the fact he hasn't been in an F1 car for a year. No, he finishes P5. He got 10 points on the board for Haas. It was very nearly a double points finish, but Mick Schumacher just fell out at the end. Really impressive stuff from Haas, and I think they might finally now be back. Yeah,
I do think it's been a long time coming for the team in Banbury. It's. I was watching Backseat Driver from Veloce, and someone there said it's really nice to see Haas up there, but also very, very strange. And I pretty much agree with that.
Yeah, we're just not used to it because I mean, 2018. If we like jump from like 2018 into 2022, you wouldn't notice much difference, really, because that was the time where Haas were in their peak, battling for those like points finishes, battling for like P4, P5 of the constructors. Ever since that deal of Rich Energy went up and then fell through, things kind of just fell apart for them. They didn't do very well in 2020 either. In 2021, that was just a mess. Well, of course, they backed off of 2021's focus on this year, and by the looks of it, it's paid off.
Yeah, it definitely has. I think that also, it's also showing it's working. Their savings, it's gone to plan.
Definitely, yeah.
I also want to talk about another team, which
I think I know what you're going to say. I know what's going to happen next.
Alfa Romeo.
What? Valtteri Bottas? Where did that come from?
Honestly, because I remember last podcast we were literally saying, "Oh, that car's gonna be terrible."
I know. I can't lie. We did predict. I mean, I think we predicted the pecking order in episode 1. What we thought it was gonna be like. We had Alfa Romeo at the bottom.
Yes, we did.
What's happened?
What is going on?
I'm in disbelief. Double points finish. Bottas comes home in 6th place. Guan Yu Zhou on his debut finishes in the 10th spot.
What?
He was battling. He was fighting Lewis when he came out the pits, and he went around the outside of the poor lad. He made a mockery of a 7-time world champion.
Yes,
my voice is cracking here. I'm just in disbelief.
The tyres were very cold, and I think we should get onto the tyre blankets ruling for this year. But that was a very shocking moment to see Guan Yu Zhou, the rookie, going around the outside of Lewis Hamilton.
This is already. I'm already feeling like this is going to be an absolutely amazing year. If we get 21 more rounds like we did in Bahrain, then yeah, definitely the best year ever.
It's just how mixed up the order is. Because Ferrari have gone from probably the 3rd best car last year to probably on their best chance to win a championship
in years
since 2007, 2008.
Maybe.
You've got Alfa Romeo, you've got Haas up there, which were the 2 worst teams on the grid last year. I think I'm going to say Yuki Tsunoda's improving.
Definitely, yeah.
And El Plan is kind of working.
It kind of took a back seat with everything that went on this weekend. I mean, double points for Alpine. That's good for them.
Yep. A total of 8 points in total.
Yep.
6 for Ocon, 2 for Alonso. They're going to be thinking about midfield, I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want to get on to the Mercedes engine teams?
I do want to ask you one last question about Ferrari.
Go on.
Do Charles Leclerc or Carlos Sainz, are they able to cope with any sort of pressure in the terms of running for a drivers or a constructors championship? Because this will be their first time properly running for that title if Ferrari go for it.
I think if it's Sainz, he's got that experience. Yes, he hasn't been in a championship battle for all his career, but he's done over 140 races in Formula One.
I know, you forget how many he's done. He only started in 2015.
Yeah, so is Max. So is Max Verstappen.
I know, those two have gone incredibly well together since joining in 2015.
And I do think that Sainz will be able to cope a bit more. However, Leclerc, he's young, he's hungry for that first title with Ferrari. You could expect anything from Charles when it comes to a championship battle. He might start turning into Verstappen and being a little bit desperate with the overtakes, or as we saw in Bahrain, he was very, very patient.
Yeah, I don't think the aggressive Verstappen type really sits well with Leclerc. I feel like over the course of their careers, and especially look back to the massive incident there in karting, which of course came into just an incident meme. I feel like those two, their driving styles clashed an awful lot. Verstappen's a lot more elbows out, a lot more aggressive, because he was always taught by his father Jos to go for those gaps that many people wouldn't go for. They always go for the unlikely one. And Leclerc is a lot more patient, more tested. It essentially feels like a bit like a recreation of Senna and Prost. Verstappen being Senna, Leclerc being Prost.
Yeah, and I think that Leclerc played his battle really, really well. Should we go on to Max versus Charles?
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, so there was about three different overtakes Max tried, where he got the DRS down to turn 1 with that straight line speed of a Red Bull power engine, very, very, very quick.
And that DRS is powerful too, really strong in Bahrain.
Yeah, and then of course he goes for the dive bomb, not once but 3 times.
He went for it, not once, not twice, but thrice. And of course, the first time he got through, Leclerc got him back up to turn 4, and then same again.
Repeat.
Yeah, repeat on the very next lap, and then that lap 19. Verstappen went from a long way back. He really went for it, but then he locked up and ran wide, and Leclerc just took the lead back from him, and that was it.
And I think this also shows how difficult the tyres are going to be this time, because of course you had Hamilton pitting first, going from soft onto a hard set, and then you also had, of course, Verstappen trying to making 3 moves on Charles before absolutely ruining his tyres.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really weird thing, because I kind of liked the durability of the tyres. Like, you were able to push with the 13-inch tyres. Yeah. But I feel like these 18-inch, they've got like a better working temperature. Mm-hmm. But they seem to be more sensitive. Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, the change from 13 to 18-inch rims. I don't know. That's something to do. I'm no tyre expert if you look at things.
Neither am I.
Yeah, but no, I do agree with you. Right, so do we want to get on to talking about Mercedes?
Yeah, so the Mercedes powered cars.
Yeah, I mean, we look at the works team, the actual Mercedes team, of course, Hamilton and Russell making his second debut for Mercedes. That team, they finished 3rd and 4th, but let's face it, they were out of the league of Ferrari Red Bull. They were a couple of divisions below that league.
They were definitely the 3rd best car on the grid, and it does hurt me as someone who wants Lewis Hamilton to win his 8th World Championship. I do hope that car can improve. I was on a podcast with an FFC Owen, and he was saying that there's going to be upgrades for the car for Imola.
Oh, okay. And that's in 2 races time after.
So we've got Jeddah, then Australia, then Imola.
Yeah, 3 races time then. My maths is wrong this time.
It's alright. And it would be fantastic to see Hamilton and Russell getting involved in that battle. It would just be so cool to see maybe even 3 wide for 3 different teams. Imagine that. Imagine like Baku. We've got Hamilton in the middle, Leclerc on the right, and Verstappen on the left.
It's F1 2021's promotional stuff all over again. No, that would look really cool. Baku is going to be intense this year. I'm looking forward to it so much. I'm just looking forward to every single race. I'm so pleased to have F1 back again, because The winter is a dark time without it.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I know it sounds like I'm like religious about F1, but it weren't that bad. But it's just like you want it back, and the only thing to talk about is what happened last year in Abu Dhabi. That's it.
Yeah, literally the only topic that happened was let's talk about Abu Dhabi, and we're just like, oh, for God's sake.
Of course, the FIA report came out on Thursday as well.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it was
Saturday.
That was
Saturday.
I keep getting it wrong. I always thought it would come out on Thursday, but it didn't. But no, in reality, it told us nothing new and just basically told us the results stood.
No.
And then the other major bit of news this weekend, which is becoming a trend now of us missing shocking pieces of information because we record it on the Wednesday and then the next day something happens. In the first episode it was us talking about Haas and then Kevin Magnussen gets announced the next day. The second episode we were talking about Bahrain and then Vettel got COVID and then Hulkenberg came in to replace him. Aston Martin didn't really have the best of weekends, did they? And neither, I tell you, did McLaren. We still need to talk about that before we move on to Saudi Arabia.
Of course.
McLaren and Aston Martin fell apart this weekend. It's horrible to see. People were talking about McLaren as potential underdogs in a title challenge. I heard it at different points. They finished down in where do they finish, like 17th?
Daniel
18th?
Ricciardo P14, Lando Norris P15.
Oh yeah, they qualified down that low. I forget. It was awful stuff for that team, and I do hope they pick things up. And Aston Martin were slightly further behind.
Yep, Lance Stroll P12, Nico Hulkenberg P17. Yeah, and it also seems like 2019 all over again for Williams. Alex Albon P13, Nicholas Latifi P16.
Well, no, that feels like around where they were last year, to be honest. So 2019.
But remember,
2019 we're talking Russell and Kubica back of the pack, back row every single race, 18th if they're lucky.
Remember that there were 3 retirements and Hulkenberg literally just jumped in that car.
I know.
So, God. Man, no.
You're right there.
It's just not nice to see because I would say Aston Martin has one of the best reviews on the grid.
I disagree.
Whatever. McLaren are massive fan favourites.
Yeah.
I've got McLaren.
He's wearing his McLaren shirt today, but I can tell he's not too happy about it.
No. Yeah, and then I wanted to see Albon and Williams do well, but
I wanted to see Albon do so well. I wanted him to get points.
The thing is, it's like we want everyone to do well.
Yeah, that's fair enough. To be honest, I like every driver. I like to see every driver doing well because everyone deserves to be up there. No one's really done anything that makes me feel like they don't deserve that. But yeah, I do hope Aston Martin and McLaren pick up soon. And obviously Williams as well. If they do, that'd be a very tense battle everywhere on the constructors. I mean, intense stuff. Yeah,
because of course we do have the cost cap. I keep struggling to say that cost cap.
Cost cap.
Yeah.
Think of Costco, but like cost cap.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Costco next.
Casual product placement in there.
But if they spend like the majority of that on the engine, I think they can actually get back up to maybe see Mercedes in with the Ferraris, maybe see McLaren and all the other Mercedes power teams in the midfield.
Yeah, definitely. Let's hope so.
In the strong midfield.
So before we move on to Jeddah, I do want to ask you, what do you think? Like just briefly, what does the pecking order look like for the rest of the season?
I do think Ferrari are at the top.
Yep.
And then I want to say, it's going to be Red Bull, then Mercedes. Now we got to the really difficult bit.
Yeah, it's the hard bit, the midfield.
Because I want to say, it's a mix between AlphaTauri and Alpine, and then followed by Haas and then Alfa Romeo.
Really? So you think that first race is a bit more of a result achieved in chaos? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Or you think Haas the 4th best car on the grid?
I want it to be right. I don't think they are. They're probably around 5th or 6th. I reckon the 4th best car is the Alpine.
Okay.
And then it's Alfa Romeo. Sorry, no. Then it's Haas and it's Alfa Romeo. Let's say Alfa Romeo, AlphaTauri. I'm not entirely sure. Because obviously Alfa Romeo got a double points, and then in the back it's obviously Aston Martin, McLaren, and Williams for the time being. But hopefully all those teams pick things up.
Yeah.
So would you agree with that pecking order, or
we've got a rough pecking order, and I think as the races go on, we'll definitely see the true pecking order when we come to every team hopefully getting Constructors' Championship points. I don't want to go this season without seeing championship points for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so now we talk about Bahrain. Let's move on to Jeddah. Now, in the way of predictions, I was showing you my my F1 place stuff the other day.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell you my predictions, and we'll see if you agree on that front, shall we? Is that a good way to be doing things?
Yeah.
All right. So as soon as it actually loads, that's an important thing. But yeah, Jeddah, second Grand Prix there. Of course, the first one was a little bit. Is controversial really the right word or not?
What were you saying? Sorry, I was searching something up.
He's out of it for the day, folks. But yeah. So Saudi Arabia was not really controversial, but there were some points during the race that were a little bit questionable, both on track and in the case of like safety and stuff.
Yeah, the track was very, very dangerous. We saw like a lot of blocking last year. So I think there is going to be some track changes, but they haven't been revealed just yet. You just got that notification. So I do hope to see hope they're evident. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But I think they're like moving barriers slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a little bit more I don't know, just a little bit more space, but not enough to like go right off the track.
Definitely. All right. So, do you reckon Ferrari will still be on top this weekend?
I have a feeling that I'm in two different minds at the moment. I think that Verstappen has a good chance of bouncing back because of that straight line speed, but also I have this like really fiery feeling, like deep down, that Carlos Sainz is going to win the race.
Really?
Yes.
I'd like to see Sainz get a victory at long last. It's been too long. It's been a long time coming. Let's face it.
It has.
But yeah, it'd be good for him to finally break the duck and get a victory. Yeah, I'd like to see it, but I think I do agree that. Actually, no, I don't. I do disagree. I reckon Leclerc gets win number 2.
Oh,
that's
nice.
my hot take of the week. Leclerc will win Saudi Arabia.
Fair
Leclerc
enough.
will take the win. It'll be Verstappen in
hopefully.
second. It'll be Sainz in third. That's my podium.
What? You said Sainz, Verstappen, Sainz.
No, wait, did I?
Yes, you did.
No, I mean Leclerc wins it. Verstappen second. Sainz third.
Oh,
and then,
so pretty much the same order.
yeah, same order before everything fell apart for Red Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon we could be on a turn, and I reckon we'll get at least one safety car.
Yeah.
Has to happen. I reckon this time.
I'd say 2.
Really?
Yeah.
No red flags though.
No
Two safety cars, no red flags. Actually, no. I'm going to change that. 1 red flag, because I reckon this year in Saudi Arabia, because turn 1 was relatively clean last year, save for a few questionable track decisions from Verstappen in turn 1. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to spawn an argument here. No. But I feel like this year was something crazy happens at turn 1. Think Belgium 2012, Belgium 2018.
Wow.
No, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking on a danger level from 1 to 10, the number is 20. we're talking 50s F1 here.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm joking. Obviously, no one will die or anything. But
no.
we know that injuries.
But
yeah, there will be a crash at the start. It looks like it'll be massive, but in the term it petters out. It's going to be like.
Do you think it'll like wipe out the top of the field?
Maybe. Who knows? Collision between those two at the front. Anything could happen.
Yeah. We'll see.
By those two, I mean Verstappen and whoever's on the front row, really.
So I'm looking forward to Jeddah.
All right.
I'm looking forward to it. Do you want to move on to Formula 2?
Yeah. Wait, who do you say on the race? Carlos Sainz?
Yeah.
All right, so that's your prediction. I'm predicting Leclerc, and we'll see who's right next week. Because there's a chance neither one of us are right. Verstappen wins it.
Yeah.
There's a chance of that. Okay, right. Yeah, we'll move on to Formula 2 now. Of course, you watched every second. You lived every moment.
Actually, no, I didn't. Because I was out for the sprint race.
I'm insulted, Adam. This is sacrilege. I thought you were on hand to watch every single Formula 2 second that exists. What's wrong with you? Going out shouldn't be in a... I'm just breaking myself. Anyway, but yeah, so we did have a good idea of obviously what went down during the F2. So Adam, you lead the way.
So
on
of course we had a very good qualifying session with Jack Doohan, the Trident F3 driver last year, taking pole position ahead of Teo Pourchaire and Yuri Vips. Yeah, I just noticed, of course, we'll get onto it later on, but yeah, it was a very decent race. I only caught the highlights of the sprint race, but Richard Verschoor, the Dutchman, taking the top spot, with Jehan Derouveli in second and Liam Lawson in third.
I mean, for me, Verschoor, that's Trident's first victory in Formula 2, if I'm not mistaken. According to his article, I've got my phone as of right now.
Nice. That's good, because Trident avoid being at the back, and I do think this just shows how intense this season's going to be.
I mean, it's always intense, though. It's Formula 2, mate. That's
yeah,
the
but
point. The point is young intensity.
In the previous year, we've kind of had we've had multiple winners, but then Prema have just gone away with it.
They've just run with it. They've run off with the championship.
Yeah, but not this. According to the first race, not this race.
But yeah, so that was a solid race. I didn't watch it, but I watched the highlights and I enjoyed watching those. And then the sprint race, there was a very happy F1Adam44 after the sprint race as Teo Pourchaire took the first feature race victory of the season, beating Liam Lawson and Yuri Vips on the roster.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I want to say comeback from Teo, especially after a retirement.
Yeah, start singing his praises. Here we go.
In the in the first round, yeah. And I think this sets up who will be on the way to a championship.
Speaking of the championship on that front, despite the retirement in the first round on the no points, in taking that feature race victory, Teo Pourchaire tops the drivers' championship.
Pretty good
in the F2 standings.
Closely
followed by Liam Lawson, Yuri Vips, Ralph Boschung. Wait, is that his name?
Ralph Boschung.
That's the one. I was making sure I got his first name right. And Felipe Dragovic in fifth.
Yeah.
And Richard Verschoor just behind them in sixth with the sprint race.
So of course they're off to Jeddah as well. So, hopefully there'll be a good race. Also wanna say about Jack Doohan, had a difficult race.
Yeah, he did.
Of course he came out of the pits and had contact with Teo and then broke his front wing, so he had to come back into the pits. So that was a bit frustrating for the Australian driver.
Not what you like to see.
No, and then also we had a very, very strange moment in the pit lane where both Callum Williams and Dennis Hauger both lost their wheels in the pit lane at the same time.
I remember you. Was that during the sprint race, or the feature race?
That was during the feature race.
Okay, because I remember you sending me a picture of that, and I was laughing. I'll give it. I should have been watching the race instead of laughing at pictures you sent me.
I was like, what is going on? Oh my god!
But yeah, so solid start to Formula 2, and we'll jump on to Jeddah now. Who is going to win in Saudi Arabia? Should we look back on last year and see who the winners were? I mean.
Yes, I think.
Let's have a look at 2021 F2 and we'll see who came out on top in each of those races. Because of course, last year's Jeddah race was exciting. I believe that wasn't that technically the first race ever run on the Jeddah circuit?
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
All right. So going to Jeddah then. So the
sprint race 1 was won by Marcus Armstrong, and then both.
But the sprint race 2 and feature race were won by Piastri.
Yeah. So
I'm not mistaken. All three of those drivers aren't actually on the grid.
Huh?
Is Marcus Armstrong on the grid this year?
Yes, he is with High Tech.
I forget my names.
Don't worry, it's fine.
But yeah, so could Marcus Armstrong be Armstrong again?
Wow.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
I do think Marcus does stand a chance. Of course, with the spec of F2 being a spec series, he's definitely got a good chance. And I do think he'll grab a podium. Maybe not a win.
But definitely a podium.
Yeah, but definitely a podium.
I feel like this is the one where we see Jehan Derouveli snap. This is the one where he wins.
Ooh, I think.
Yeah. Prema will turn things around from what happened in Bahrain, and they'll come out on top.
I think the sprint. I think I'm going to make an early prediction with the sprint race.
I know.
It's going to be won by Jack Doohan.
Oh, first career victory in F2 for Jack Doohan.
Yeah, I think he struggled a lot in Bahrain. He did manage to get pole position, but he didn't get on the podium at all.
So you feel Jeddah will be like more his kind of track, you think?
No, I just think he'll be fired up, ready to get a win.
Ready for fun.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, have you got a selection of who you think will win?
Like I said, I think the two pairings will be strong. Piastri? Daruvala and the other one. Dennis Hauger, that's the one. Yeah, I think those two I think they'll be strong, but I think Teo Porsche will be up there battling them. But I do think we'll be seeing vintage Prema this weekend.
I swear that's probably the first time you've complimented Teo.
I mean, you might be right. I mean, it's not. The thing is, it's not. I don't hate Teo Porsche, right?
Yeah.
I want you to know that.
Yeah.
Because I know if you thought I hate Teo Porsche, we probably wouldn't be friends anymore.
No. I'd probably be like, yeah, I understand where you're coming from.
I understand, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I think Porsche versus Prema this weekend. That'd be entertaining to watch.
Ooh.
With maybe a couple of other names like Jack Doohan, like you said, sprinkled in for good measure.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of Jury Vips in there.
I think we might even see maybe maybe not a win, but a podium for Felipe Drugovich.
Oh, I'd like to say that. MP, they need to.
Yeah, I do.
They did fourth in.
I do love their off-track partnership, Felipe Drugovich and Clement Novalak.
It's hilarious. You show me it all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Formula 2 done. If I'm not mistaken, anything you want to talk about? Before we talk about Formula 3?
I feel like, can I just say, I feel like Prema have been struggling.
Yeah, they've definitely been struggling. Of course, what happened with Hauger, and then because they didn't have very good results, did they?
Yeah, they let me go on to the sprint race here. Of course, yes, Dury would have got that podium, and then Hauger finished in P9, but it was more like the feature race where it was retirement for Hauger and only 14th for Daruvala.
Mhm.
So maybe it's Prema's being knocked off the top.
Maybe, you never know.
And notice how it's the same time Mercedes is being robbed, is being taken off the top spot.
I know it's changing the guard here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right.
And then we're gonna move on to Formula 3 if you want. Or have you got one thing?
No, I'm all good.
Cool.
I actually watched one of the Formula 3 races.
How was it?
Or part of it. I think I watched the first one. If I'm not mistaken, it was like early on Saturday morning.
Yeah, sprint race.
Yeah, good racing to be honest. Although by the time I got onto it, the race for the top spot was over. Or so I thought. Ollie Behrman wins the race on track, but loses it after crossing the line on a 5-second time penalty.
Oh my god!
Allowing. I need to remember who actually won the race. It was
Isaac Hadjar, the Red Bull.
Hadjar, that's the one. Yeah.
The Red Bull Junior.
I know, great stuff for him, but painful stuff for Ollie Behrman. I'm pretty sure I've had him down to I had him down to do well, so I knew that was right.
I'm pretty sure.
It was just unfortunate because
I'm pretty sure you put him as your championship winner.
Yeah, I did. I put him at the very least title threat, if not the champion.
Yeah, I also want to say a shout out to Smolio as well, getting a podium in. Was it the first? Was it both? No, it was just the sprint race.
Yeah.
But yeah, especially with him saying like, "Oh, I'm probably not going to return because of the whole Russian debacle."
But he did return. He did well.
Yeah. Of course, I think he's in the third season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's expected to do well.
Yeah, and one other thing I want to talk about, Arthur Leclerc, he did quite well.
Yeah,
in the,
fantastic comeback.
In the sprint race, I was watching him on the last lap fighting. I can't remember who it was. I have to have another look at that. He was fighting with, if I find the article once again, it might have been. It was on the very last lap. It was
Maloney.
You sure?
Yeah, 15 milliseconds.
Yeah, you're right.
That was fantastic.
Do you want to know what's crazy? So going into like the penultimate corner, just at the end of start of sector 3, Leclerc was on the inside, Maloney outside. Leclerc sort of ran him wide and just didn't really give him much room. So he was forced to back out. I thought that was it. Leclerc had it, and we're on the onboard cam the whole time for Leclerc here. And then out of nowhere, you see Maloney pulling up on the right hand side.
Oh my God.
He's completely switched over. He's going through into the last corner and just about managed to claim it.
Oh, how fun! That was fantastic racing.
It was so exciting, honestly, I do need to actually watch some more Formula 3. Just more I need to watch more racing. To be honest.
You do.
I just need to watch more
because you keep missing everything, don't you?
I miss all the good stuff.
Yeah.
The highlights do a good enough job for me, so that's good enough.
But you'll see how the whole race pans out.
Yeah. Zach O'Sullivan, he did alright, but he fell back towards the end. I believe he came in P6, if I'm not mistaken.
He finished.
This was 5 days ago, everyone. So I'm not too.
Yeah, he finished 18th in the feature race, and then.
Oh no, the front race he finished higher up.
In the sprint race, finished 6th. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's right.
So not too bad for the GB3 world champion from last year.
I mean, he started on pole, didn't he? Did he fell back? I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pole was Colapinto, Stanek, Miney, and Saucy.
The Van Amersfoort took pole position, didn't it?
I completely forgot.
It was incredible stuff.
Fantastic, yeah. And that just showed how strong the team is.
Yeah, I know. I mean, could they be dark horses?
Yeah, I can say so. I think so. I think a lot of the rookies need to learn about the tyre saving, because of course these tyres can go off quite quickly.
Yeah.
And especially if you use them quite the majority in the first half of the race, then you're a bit of a. It's not going to look great for you.
Yeah, I suppose not. All right, well, yeah, we should be looking forward to the next F3 race. If I look at the championship here, now that it's all drawn, now the Bahrain weekend has obviously drawn to a close.
Victor Martins, I'm pretty sure, is leading the championship.
You are correct, with the 25 points in that feature race. He leads the way. Arthur Leclerc in second, just 1 point off. And then I don't know who's there in third
Oliver
place.
Behrman.
Oh, Behrman. I've probably been able to tell. The abbreviations aren't sitting with me just yet. I'll get used to them. I'll learn the names and things like that. But yeah, so it's looking like around sort of what we predicted.
Yeah, I do think.
Apart from Martin's being up on top.
Yeah.
So we didn't really bring his name too much.
I was suspecting that he was going to do well. He's made his intentions clear that he does want to become world champion this year. And I fully back that. I
can see him doing it.
Yeah.
Just from that feature race, I can see him doing it.
Yeah, I did pick Arthur Leclerc to win that championship. But I do think Martins has got that talent to become the champion this year.
I still think Prema are going to lock up the constructors.
Yeah, because at the moment we've got Leclerc in second. We've got Crawford in 10th. And
Crawford didn't do too well, did he?
And Behrman in third. Let's have a look at the teams, shall we? We've got ART on top, followed by Prema. They're separated by about, I want to say, 54 for ART, 47 for Prema. Say about 7 points there.
Yeah. I think I know maths. So
Van Amersfoort,
7 points between them. High Tech third, MP fourth, Van Amersfoort fifth.
Yeah, not too bad for them. And Charou's been the only team haven't scored a point yet. So
they'll score a point.
They should do. I think they will do.
All right. Well, is there anything more really from the F3?
No. Have you got any other talking points you want to mention from any of the series?
Not particularly. No.
No, I think we have covered pretty much everything.
There's a lot to cover. Let's face it. All right, you guys. So with that, then that'll be the end of this third episode of the Pitwall Podcast. We do hope you have enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed making it. This is, if you've been watching all 3 of these episodes from start to finish on the day they've been released, because they're all coming out on Friday the 25th. So, if you've watched them all through, thank you so much for doing that. Much appreciated. Make sure to follow us on all our socials, both our Instagram and our TikTok, at pitwall.podcast for both of them. And then from there, you'll find mine and Adam's individual social media, and I'll be able to go from there. We'll be putting a link tree on our Instagram at some point during this week, so make sure to look out for that, and that'll be a convenient place to get everything sorted on that front. So, yeah, that's the end of the episode. From me, it's goodbye, and from Adam, it's goodbye.
Take care, guys, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye, everyone. Peace.
See ya. Peace.